Hello, my name is Kristine Simelda, and I am reading an excerpt from my story, The Abattoir, as published in the Flying Crapo anthology. Iola had always loved animals. She believed each one of God's creatures had a special role to play in the world and deserved respect. As a child, she had taken in all sorts of strays as pets and given them cute names. The starving cat with 2 mewling kittens was called Squeaky. The crippled dog was Sir Limp-a-Lot. A sick rabbit was named Pinko, and the orphan goat was Miss Doodoo. She had set her sights high, said she wanted to be a veterinarian when she grew up. But plans were one thing and fate was something else. Iola had to drop out of school when she got pregnant with Antoine at the age of 16. Now she was struggling with a 2-year-old toddler, no job, and no man to help her out. The abattoir was right down the road, and they were hiring locals at way above the minimum wage. "Go and ask them for a job," her mother said. "I can take care of the baby while you're at work." The construction of the abattoir had been the brainchild of foreign investors from the island's nearest South American neighbor, but the proper operation of the facility seemed to be an afterthought. Chickens, pigs, cows, and goats came in bawling and left beheaded with glassy-eyed stares on their bewildered faces. Worse yet, no one knew how to dispose of the leftovers. Eventually, a dry well was dug out back, but it soon filled with water from the island's many underground rivers. Iola's unpleasant task was to throw the bloody guts, filthy feathers, and bones alive with maggots into the pit. Never mind that the island's springs and drinking water were polluted in the process. Late one afternoon, while she was pushing her wheelbarrow heavy with gore for disposal, Iola thought she heard a baby crying. When she paused to listen, it sounded like it was coming from the depths of the well. "Oh my God!" she gasped. Iola let go of the wheelbarrow's handles, and its slimy contents spilled on the ground. She slipped several times in her haste, but when she reached the well, the crying had stopped. What if she was too late? She peered into the darkness. The usual stench rose up to meet her nose, but there was nothing to see but gloom. "How was your day?" her mother asked when she reached home. Iola burst into tears. "My job is making me crazy," she said. "My boss is impossible, and I imagine I heard a baby crying down inside the well. I thought it might have been Antoine." "Girl, you've been working too hard," her mother said. "Look, your baby is asleep right there in his playpen. Why don't you take a nap before supper? It'll do you good." Iola picked up the toddler and tiptoed to her bed. She fell asleep almost immediately. In her dreams, the creature in the well turned out to be an animal the size of a small dog. Its skin was smooth and black, almost as if it was made out of rubber. It had pink pointed ears, a whiskered snout, and a long tail of a manitou. It looked kind of cuddly, except for the sharp claws that protruded from the human-like hand at the end of its tail. Iola tossed and turned in her bed while the mysterious thing introduced itself. "I am the Awi Salt," the creature said. The language it spoke sounded more like sneezing than actual words. "I swam all the way up from South America to seek revenge on someone who deserves to be punished," it hissed. Iola gathered her courage and then forged ahead with her wheelbarrow when she returned to work the next day. But she stopped dead in her tracks when she saw a rubbery black hand rise above the rim of the well and wiggle its fingers in the air like a snake searching for the scent of its prey. The hand was attached to a long, slinky tail, and then the entire creature, the hideous Awi Salt, clawed its way over the edge. For a moment, Iola was so frightened she couldn't move, but when the creature lifted its tail and sprayed its territory with foul-smelling musk, she was forced to take a step back. The creature raised its ugly snout and hissed in her direction. Its eyes glowed red, and drool dripped from its razor-like teeth. Yikes! Want to know what happened next? You can read the full story in the Flying Crapo anthology, available at www.theflyingcrapo.com and also on Amazon.com.